Today we are going to study control of money supply by the central bank. Control of money supply and credit. The Reserve Bank of India is empowered to regulate the money supply in the economy through its monetary policy. It is a policy adopted by the central bank of an economy in the direction of credit control or money supply. As RBI has the sole monopoly in currency issue, it can control credit and supply of money. The central bank adopts various measures to control the supply of money in the economy. Largely, these measures relate to credit supply by the commercial banks. To control the money supply or credit supply, RBI uses two types of instruments: quantitative instruments, qualitative instruments. So, we are going to discuss them in detail. Quantitative instruments of credit control. These instruments are used to influence the total volume of credit in an economy. Central bank tries to increase or decrease the amount of credit available in the economy. Supply of money is lowered to tackle inflation and it is raised to tackle deflation. Various quantitative instruments used by the central bank are as follows. First of all, we are going to discuss bank rate. Bank rate is the rate at which central bank of a country lends money to commercial banks to meet their long-term needs. RBI has been actively using bank rate to control credit. The bank rate is announced by the central bank at regular intervals in order to respond to the market conditions. An increase in the bank rate increases the cost of borrowing from central bank. It forces the commercial banks to increase their lending rates, which discourages the borrowers from taking loan, and hence the ability of commercial banks to create credit decreases, which helps in correcting the problem of inflation in the economy. Rise in the bank rate will lead to rise in market rate of interest, which further increases the cost of capital, and it leads to fall in demand for credit and fall in the supply of money, which ultimately helps in correcting the problem of inflation. On the other hand, when the bank rate decreases, the market rate of interest also decreases, which leads to decrease in the cost of capital, and hence the demand for credit increases and the supply of money also, which solves the problem of deflation. So now the next quantitative control is open market operations. It refers to the buying and selling of the government securities by the central bank from to the general public or commercial banks. RBI is authorized to sell or purchase treasury bills and government securities. Open market operations directly affects the supply of money in circulation and cash reserves held by the commercial banks. Sale of securities by central bank to commercial banks reduces their cash reserves, which adversely affects the bank ability to create credit and therefore decreases the money supply in the economy. Whereas purchase of securities by central bank increases the reserves and credits, creating power of commercial banks. The next is repo rate. Repo rate is the rate at which central bank of a country lends money to commercial banks to meet their short-term needs. The central bank advances loans against approved securities or eligible bills of exchange. An increase in the repo rate increases the cost of borrowings from the central bank. It forces the commercial banks to increase their lending rates, which discourages borrowers from taking loans. It reduces the ability of commercial banks to create credit. A decrease in the repo rate will have the opposite effect. When the commercial banks have surplus funds, so now this is very different from the repo rate, that is reverse repo rate. So, whenever the commercial banks have surplus funds, they can deposit the same with the central bank and earn interest. The rate of interest paid by the central bank on such deposits is called reverse repo rate. So it is the rate of interest at which central bank accepts deposits from the commercial banks. Reverse repo rate allows the commercial banks to generate interest income. When reverse repo rate is raised, it encourages the commercial banks to deposit their funds with the central bank. This has the negative effect on the lending capability of the commercial banks. Lowering reserves repo rate has the opposite effect, which raises demand for borrowings from the commercial bank. Now the next is legal reserve requirements, that is called LRR. According to this policy of the central bank, every commercial bank is obliged to maintain reserves out of the total deposits received from the depositors. It is a fast-track method to control credit creating power of commercial banks. Commercial banks are obliged to maintain two types of reserves. First is cash reserve ratio. It refers to the minimum percentage of a bank's total deposits required to be kept with the RBI. Change in CRR affects the ability of commercial banks to create credit. That is, when there is increase in CRR, it reduces the reserves of commercial banks and credit creating power of commercial banks and vice versa. Statutory liquidity ratio. Every bank is required to maintain a fixed percentage of its assets in the form of liquid assets called SLR. The liquid assets include cash, gold and other securities. SLR is maintained in the form to show the liquid assets, power of banks to meet its daily requirements of cash withdrawal. Increase in SLR reduces the ability of banks to give credit and vice versa. So you can see in the chart that LRR compromises CRR and SLR. So CRR means deposited in the RBI. And what is SLR? That is kept with the commercial banks. Now we are going to discuss qualitative instruments of credit control. These instruments are used to regulate the direction of the credit. Various instruments used by the central banks are: the first one is margin requirement. It refers to the difference between market value of security offered for loan and the amount of loan given against that security. So let us understand it by an example. Amount of the building given as a security for a loan for 1 lakh rupees and loan given against this security is 80,000. So what is the margin requirement? 20,000. So RBI may prescribe different margins for different sets of borrowers against the security of same commodity. An increase in the margin discourages the borrowers from taking loan and hence the money supply decreases, whereas fall in the margin encourages the people to borrow more. Now the next is moral suasion. This is a combination of persuasion and pressure that central bank applies on other banks in order to get them act according to the policy of central bank. It is like rendering an advice to the commercial banks by the RBI to follow its directives. The banks are advised to restrict loan during inflation and liberal in lending during deflation. So moral suasion can be used for both quantitative as well as qualitative credit control. The next is rationing of credit, that is also called selective credit control. Under this, RBI give directions to other banks to give or not to give credit for certain purposes to particular sectors. This means that this method can be applied in both positive and negative manner. In positive manner, it means using measures to channelize credit to priority sectors. The priority sector includes small scale industry, agriculture, education, exports, etc. In negative manner, it means using measures to restrict flow to credit to particular sectors. Thank you.